Hey, welcome to 5 Facebook Strategies for Being Seen as a Premier Provider in Your Community. It's a non-technical guide for orthodontists to effectively use Facebook to grow your practice and be seen everywhere in your community. The June 2014 issue of Journal of the World Federation of Orthodontists said, in a recent survey, 40% of new patients indicated a likelihood of visiting an orthodontist Facebook page before receiving treatment at his or her practice, with approximately 35% indicating that the Facebook page would be an important factor in their decision. But you don't need me or anyone telling you how important Facebook is. Just ask your staff members if they're on Facebook. Watch your parents and adult patients in the waiting room. I bet you half of them are on Facebook, and probably 90% are on their phones. Facebook is vital to promote your practice. So this presentation will help you. Who am I? Well, my name is Bob Rigneris. I'm married, been married for 25 years. I have 2 teenage daughters. I love going to Blackhawks games. I love going to White Sox games. I'm a basketball coach. I've been doing that for 30 years. And I enjoy doing things like going out to the Billy Joel concert there with one of my daughters. But I've also been in the marketing space, e-commerce, and marketing since 1998. I've written 2 books, as you can see there. I've spoken all over the country, and I had a radio show on WIND AM 560 in Chicago for a number of years. I believe in sharing really good information that's helpful to you. I have great clients, and if you check out my website, you're going to find there's a lot of quality customer stories. I love my clients. And all my current clients came to me by referral or by reaching out after seeing a presentation, either one that I've done online like this or speaking to them in person. But what I hope is that by the end of this presentation, end of this session, you're going to have a greater sense of what Facebook can do for you, for your practice, and how you can manage to make it work for you. And so I've identified 5 major issues that are preventing you from having Facebook work for your practice. So let me share with you how to overcome them. First issue, of course, is time. How much time do you have each day or week to post content? If you or someone on your staff is handling Facebook posts, you likely have issues with time and ideas. So the best way to solve this issue is to carve out an hour per week to create and schedule your posts. You don't have to do it every day, but just schedule 1 hour per week. That's what I found to work really well for some of my clients. You know that Facebook allows you to post content that will be published in the future, so use it. Meaning if you want to post one piece of content for each day of the week, you can do that all at one time and just post-date it or pre-date it. No problem. And then what you want to do is make sure that you carve out about 15 minutes per day to respond to any comments, questions, or messages that are on your Facebook page. Whether that's you or somebody on your staff, you really need to keep on top of that. You know, some of you employ a social media agency or consultant. I'm personally not a fan of outsourcing all of your Facebook activity to an outside firm. One, they're not really in the office and they don't know what's happening on a daily basis. And they really can't truly capture the vibe of your office and your staff. And you know that every office has a different vibe and a different feel to it. And it's really hard for somebody who's not in that environment every day to really capture that. But I do encourage you to have outside help with creating content because that's kind of a difficult thing and it's also very time consuming. You know, things such as articles, videos, and maybe help with creating some of your offers. You know, the other thing experts can help out with is ideas on what to post. You know, you can also find what other orthodontists are doing and you can see and maybe watch what they're doing and not copy it, of course, but use it for some ideas of your own. The other thing I encourage is that you outsource the management of your Facebook advertising. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But once you get beyond a certain level of ad spend, let's say $500 to $700 per month, you really want to think about somebody manage that for you. So here's the second issue, which I'll say is alarmingly low engagement. You know, Facebook is truly amazing. You know that users hang out there several hours a day. If we look at the average of all users across Facebook, and this number is from Facebook themselves, is that the average Facebook user spends 50 minutes per day on Facebook itself. And that's by far the most of any website on the planet. And when you look at that, it's 1/16 of a person's non-sleeping time. That's just incredible. Now, if you've ever used Facebook yourself, I'm sure you have, or you've seen somebody use it, people scan and click what they find interesting in their newsfeed. And so what happens is people tell Facebook what they like by hitting like, by commenting, or by sharing things. Now, when you don't get likes, comments, and shares, Facebook believes that that content isn't likable. So here's the ultimate catch-22. Because only a small percentage of people see your posts, you get fewer likes, comments, and shares. And when you have fewer likes, comments, and shares, Facebook believes that your content and your page isn't really that good, and you're going to get less and less organic reach. And by organic reach, I mean free views. So it's really a death spiral that you can't get out of. Here's an example of a pretty neat, funny little post that I found on an orthodontist page. It's cool, it uses emojicons, but if you can see there on the bottom, only 3 people liked it. That's not too good. Here's an informative little graphic talking about plaque in your teeth and how much bacteria there is. Unfortunately, this post didn't get any likes, comments, or shares. Here's an article that an orthodontist shared. It's a pretty good article. It's from an outside source. But again, nobody liked it, nobody commented, or nobody shared it. Here's something that you quite often see, and you may do this in your practice, is you post pictures of people once they get their braces off. And of course, I've protected their faces. But you notice here that a few more people liked it, but again, it's only 9. You know, my recent findings are that about 3 to 10% of your fans will see anything you post on a daily basis. So meaning this, if you have 100 fans, so let's say you have 1,000 fans, that about 30 to 100 people are going to see anything that you post on a given day. Now, if you want to see what your engagement and reach is, you have something in your Facebook page called the Insights tab. Go visit your page, click on this Insights tab, and it's going to give you some of this information. It's going to look like this. It's going to show you how many page likes you have. It's also going to show you what your organic and your paid reach is. Now, if you look here, you could see I've checked off organic, and you could see we have 18,000 people on this particular page, and only 324 people in the last period, and only 183 people in the previous period organically were able to see what we posted. So here's the reality, is you really can't expect Facebook to show your posts for free. Number one, there are more and more people on Facebook, and they're sharing more and more content. So it's really about supply and demand. The solution to get your content seen is to pay. And Facebook has a very, very simple solution. You'll see this. It's called Boost Post. And they make it easy to do it right from your page. Take a look at any one of the posts on your page. If you see there on the lower right-hand side, you'll have something called Boost Post. You know, it might not seem fair to have to pay to be seen, but, you know, we don't own the medium. Facebook does. You know, it's a free service. It's easy to use for everyone. And it really needs to be supported by ad revenue. Now, the good news is that spending just $5 a day, it's going to boost your visibility of your post to 30 to 60% of your fan base. Here's one of my clients here. It's just a simple post. It's an apparel company, as you can see there. You can see how much activity we have on this particular post. We've reached a total number of 4,957 people. And if you see here in this bright orange and here in this dark orange, the bright orange indicates organic views. The darker orange shows you paid views. You can see here that we've had 75 people react to this post. We've had 1 person comment and 3 people have shared it. Now this page in total has 7,300 likes. So this post was seen by 1,885 people organically, or free. That's 26% of the fan base. Now this post was seen by 3,072 more people by boosting it, meaning we paid to get more people to see it. And that's 42% of the fan base. So in total, by boosting this post, we were able to reach 68% of our fans, which is pretty good. Now, I've used the term fans. This is still an old term, but people still use it. This is simply how many people like your page. Now, you can see how many people like your page. It's on the right side. So if you go to your page in Facebook and you scroll down the right side a bit, you're going to see something there that says how many people like your page, and you're going to see how many people have checked in your office. Now, if you choose to pay just a little bit each day, you can not only reach your fans, but you can reach customers and people who visited your website recently. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. You know, the most exciting thing is you can even reach people who have never connected with you. So they're not fans, they haven't visited your website, you can still reach them in their newsfeed. Which brings us to this issue, which is you're not reaching your prospective patients. You know, it's simple to target people that are likely interested in seeing posts from you. And the very same posts you promote to your fans, these are some of the same posts that you can show to your prospects. You don't have to create new content just for prospects. If you create something good, you can show it to your fans, you can show it to prospects. It's really easy to target people who are friends of your current fans. You can target people that are 10 to 25 miles from your office or just maybe right in your town. You can target people based on their income. You could target people who are just homeowners. You can target people that are just renters. You could say, hey, I only want home renters and I don't want renters. You can do those kinds of things. You know, you can connect with moms that have tweens or teens, which is really important to your practice, as you know. And you can do a lot more. Here's a very simple boost post here. This is an example of how to boost a post to somebody who likes your page. When you click that blue button, Boost Post, what you're going to see on the left-hand side is this. And it's going to default most times to people who like your page. So you can default to people that like your page, and you could do things here with this edit button and narrow it down to certain geography and things like that. You can also choose to whatever budget you want there. Here's something a little bit more advanced. Let's say that I lived in Naperville, Illinois, and I wanted to reach middle-aged women. So I can choose gender, I could choose an age range, I could choose the specific location here, and then I only want people that are homeowners and parents. So I can narrow down that audience and that prospecting, if I'm prospecting there, and show my post to people who only fit this criteria according to Facebook. So let's get into issue number 4, and this is an exciting one. Most of you right now don't have the ability to reach people who visit your website. Did you know that it's actually possible? So somebody visits your website and they leave, and even if you don't collect contact information or anything like that, what you're able to do is reach these people again. Now, to demonstrate this, let me show you. Have you ever visited a website and you were looking at a product? In this case, I was looking at a particular running shoe. And when I logged back into Facebook, literally within 15 minutes, all of a sudden I saw this ad. Now this ad is the same shoe that I was looking at from the company that the website I was visiting. This is called a retargeting ad. Now, does this creep you out, or do you think it's cool? It's made possible. There's a simple little piece of computer code that your web person puts on your website, and it takes literally about 30 seconds to install. Now, how would you like to keep in touch with every person that visited your website, whether they became a patient or not? You know, on average, a website converts less than 1% if you do nothing to grab their contact info. So let's say you've had 100 people visit your website. They're trying to get information about your practice. Maybe one person filled out an appointment form or filled out a contact form. 99 of them left. Well, with retargeting, we're able to reach those other 99 people. Okay? So those 99 people right now you're losing connection with because you don't have the proper technology in place. Now imagine owning a retail storefront and being able to follow up with every person who left your store, whether they bought or not. Imagine running a TV commercial, okay, and being able to follow up with every person that watched your commercial, let's say even just 10 seconds of it. Facebook allows you to do this. Now, the unfortunate thing is that only 3% of the orthodontist websites have this code installed. I checked 100 websites. I found only 3 had this code installed, even though it's free and it's extremely powerful. So if you employ a marketing agency or have somebody doing your marketing and they haven't done this for you, I'd really question their expertise. Now, retargeting. You might think it's intrusive, but think of this. If a person was remotely interested in your services, and for a dozen of maybe very simple and innocent reasons they aren't ready to hire you yet, it would be a shame if you didn't get their business simply because you failed to reach out to them. There's dozens of ways through Facebook's retargeting to stay connected to people that visit you but don't engage with you. And I think most of these ways, in fact, all these ways are non-creepy. They're valuable ways to stay connected to people by showing them posts in their newsfeed. I have many clients, like I said, and most see a minimum of 10-to-1 return on their investment in retargeting ads. So for every dollar they spend in retargeting ads, they get $10 back. It's very consistent, and that's really a minimum. Most see a greater return than that. So, this is something you really need help with. You can find your pixel instructions how to use it inside your Facebook ad account, but you're probably going to need somebody who's a lot more familiar with programming and Facebook advertising itself to help you get this installed. Let's talk about the last issue, and this one might be the biggest issue of all, which is you don't really know what to post. I know some of you employ an agency that posts content for you. That's fine, but thinking back to the second issue we talked about, you really need to see if what they're posting is actually being seen and being liked, meaning, like there's engagement. More of you have an office manager or another staff member posting on Facebook. I'm really in favor of this because anyone who's in the office multiple days a week has way more ideas to post, even if that person is you, meeting the orthodontist. But the real problem I've heard with clients over and over is the lack of ideas and content. I don't know what to post. That's a big problem. Like I said, every office has their own vibe. But let me share some ideas with you to kind of help you out. One area that you can definitely should be posting is educational content. And these can be videos or articles. Now, I showed you this one earlier. I think this is a really valid thing. It's something that people typically will see in Facebook. It's informative. It's interesting. We just need more people to see that. Another thing you can do is share content from other sources. An orthodontist saw this article on this particular site. Maybe he or she subscribes to it. Maybe, it's a blog that they follow, but it's a really good article. It's really well done. It's very nice creative. If you get people to see it, I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. Something like that. Fun things. You definitely want to be posting fun things because Facebook, after all, is a place where people go to get entertained. So to me, this is fun. This is cute. This is something people will kind of get a kick out of. If they see it, they'll like it. They may not comment on it, but certainly they'll like it. The other thing you definitely want to be posting are patient stories and outcomes, and that's the classic removal picture. You definitely want to be posting those, and you definitely want to be boosting those so other people see it. Now, the other thing you need to be doing is posting offers. If you have a new patient offer, here's an example of one, $500 off the full treatment. It's an offer that only people on Facebook could see. That's something you should be doing. If you're a writer and if you have content available to you or somebody's writing content for you, you could post original content. This particular office has a blog, and they're posting an article from a blog. Okay, I'm really a big fan of this. This gets people into your universe. It gets people not only visiting you on your Facebook page, but visiting your website as well. And we talked about retargeting. So if somebody sees your ad here and they visit your website, well, now you've got somebody who is quite interested in you. And you could use some of the retargeting strategies to present them an offer and show them more content. Events is another thing you definitely want to be posting. This particular office did a new patient appreciation event. Okay, that's something you want to be posting on there. After looking at these issues, I'm assuming each of you, you're not just in practice to make money. You have something that's, you believe is wonderful to offer your patients. Um, I don't know about you, but my business is my mission. I believe your practice is your mission. You help patients find a beautiful smile or become free of pain. And if you know that 6 out of 10 of your patients are on Facebook and you're not fully utilizing it, those patients are going to continue to find, and they're going to continue to suffer with their problems or find someone else to help them. My mission is helping professionals be intentionally visible to the patients and prospects through Facebook. I want to help people tell their story and serve people. I want to have a new patient walk into your office for the first time and say, "You guys are everywhere." So I'm not looking to replace anyone or have you fire anybody. I'm not looking to add anything to your already full plate. You have enough to do running a practice, seeing patients, managing staff, carving out some sort of personal life like all of us try to do. So hopefully you found this short presentation enlightening. Hopefully you've learned some things that help you and your staff. But of course, if you want to go deeper, if you want a greater level of influence in your community, if you want more referrals, if you want some new patients, if you just want to get a better handle on Facebook for your own efforts, or you want someone to help you get started, or maybe even handle the whole thing, what I'd like you to do is schedule a call with me. And you just go to my website right there, bobrigneris.com. There is an assessment form there, very short. All I ask for is your name and your phone number and your email. And I ask for your Facebook page and your website. That's all. I don't ask anything more than that. All I'm looking for is the opportunity to maybe take a quick look at things before we get on the phone. There's no sales pressure on this. The call is free. Like I said, people come to me because they've seen a presentation or they've been referred. I don't take on a particularly large number of clients because I prefer to run a smaller practice. I have people that help me with things, but I try to get intimately involved with every client. So I don't put on the pressure to close and convert everybody. My philosophy is this. It's let's see if and how I can help you. So if you think this is something that you want to go deeper on, if you want to learn more, if you want to get your practice up to the next level, just go to this website, bobrigneris.com. Schedule a call with me. We'll get on the phone for about 30 minutes, talk through a few things. If there's something I can help you out with, I'll be glad to. If not, it'll still be worth your time, and we'll move on from there. So thanks again for your attention. I appreciate you spending this time with me, and I look forward to talking with some of you soon.